scorer and all the highlight plays in the NBA, but when you watch Devin Booker, you get to see a quiet assassin. The reason I say quiet assassin is because with Booker, his scoring isn't necessarily loud like a flashy Kyrie Irving or a high flyer in Anthony Edwards, but D-Book himself gets straight to work and can pick apart your defense in the most simplistic way possible. I understand people like to stray away from admitting it.
I don't remember this game. I ain't gonna lie, man, niggas took it so serious, bro. Oh my god, like y'all niggas forgot they used to play together, bro. You must forgot them.
The reason I say quiet
Like
assassin is
literally,
because with
hey,
Booker,
King
his
Garda.
scoring isn't necessarily loud like a flashy Kyrie Irving or a high flyer in Anthony Edwards, but D-Book himself gets straight to work and can pick apart your defense in the most simplistic way possible. I understand people like to stray away from admitting it, but Devin Booker is arguably the best two guard in the league. Now wait one second, don't think that I'm some Devin Booker super fan or anything, but when you look at the game of basketball from a pure skill standpoint, D-Book gives you everything you would want from a two guard and makes NBA defenses look like easy work when he's out there operating.
Thank you.
When looking at a breakdown of his scoring areas, if you want him to go get a bucket inside off his own creation, well on his 250 attempts on all driving layups and shots, Booker converted 55% of these. Let's say he wants to get to that in-between range and light you up. Well, on 378 shots this past season, Book knocked these down at a 48% rate. And if he decides he wants to opt into a long-distance relationship, will him and the rim still maintain a healthy dynamic, connecting on 36% of his 6 phone calls a game. Now, I can't stress it enough about how important it is to score at all 3 levels effectively. When your team calls your number, you must be able to deliver from anywhere on the floor, and with D-Book, not only can he do that, but he can do it in a simple way which doesn't interrupt the flow of the offense. You'll see defenders guard Booker up high to stop him from coming up the floor for the handoff, but now they leave open this pass over the top for Book to receive, and with Jaren Jackson sliding over, the immediate pull-up is right on cue. When you watch these games, defenders do tend to do this a lot when guarding Devin due to his scoring threat, but little do they know they're only making it easier for him as these cuts to the basket become wide open for him to exploit. Now there are those times where he's able to break free from the defender to then run them off a screen, and this is where he takes what the defense gives and rises up from 17 feet over a lazy Ayton. Trust me, it's extremely key that defenders stay attached to D-Book and not lose track of him, because here when a Coral thinks someone else is going to tag up, he ends up allowing Booker to flow right into that short corner uncovered, and this right here is just automatic. When watching this play versus Spurs, Booker has many options when coming up the floor. If he's in the mindset to shoot, then this pull-up right here is wide open for him to take, but since his focus isn't on the shot, Booker puts the ball on the deck, which opens up 2 options. Since his defender is fighting around the screen, this makes it harder to recover back to him, and also since Wemby has to be aware of giving up an easy look, this drop-off pass to Eubanks is available as well. But like we stated, Book knocked down 48% of his mid-range jumpers, so this one right here is easy money. This movement off ball is highly effective, even if it's as simple as sliding up the sideline when his defender is looking elsewhere, because this subtle movement makes passing angles easier for his teammates, in turn getting himself clean looks at the rim. Devin's off-ball movement is a major aspect to his game, but what's equally impressive is how this movement often positions him not only as a scoring threat, but also as a facilitator. When he immediately pushes towards the paint off this catch, Booker can now kick it out to either corner as the defense is all locked in on him, and with this defender right here deeper in the paint, this kick out to Watanabe is the better option to go to. With him attracting this much attention from the defense, it'll present open looks for his guys time and time again, resulting in more points added to the board. Let's look at this play right here. If Nurkic were to roll quicker, then Book will be able to drop it off to him, but since that doesn't happen, Devin continues deeper in the middle of the floor, and now with Biyombo fully committed to him, it opens up another opportunity to feed Nurkic the pass and set up an easy dunk. That right there is the level of patience you must have, as on this play you can see it a little deeper when Book comes out wide off the screen. He doesn't have any open looks on the floor yet, but by ball faking out to Allen on the 3-point line, this makes both defenders shift that way, and now Eubanks can slam this home. Hopefully you all can see that controlling your pace on the floor is important, because not only will it help you pull off these alley-oop connections when you allow for the screen to make full contact, but when you take your time and allow the big to roll while you attract 2, this makes the outside defender sag in to tag the roll man, which in turn opens up the guy on the opposite side of the floor from you for the 3-ball. And then other times when the defense decides to shift on that low side as well, it now unlocks the opposite corner swing, and this one right here is straight cash. I'll show you all this so you're aware that D-Book can offer more than just a scoring presence on the court, but trust me, once he does get in his bag, well this is where things can get quite scary. When he's feeling himself and in rhythm, there's really not much you can do to stop him, even if you are to crowd him with 2 defenders. If he needs to get crafty with that handle to then get a defender on a trampoline, it's also in his bag. Booker with the fake And although some people like to call him soft, Booker doesn't mind getting physical when getting to his spots and then display some patience before pulling up.
Stops, leans in, short jumper, got it. Devin Booker taking charge.
Pretty much any way, shape, or form, Booker is going to get his buckets and won't be denied with getting to his desired area. You can see when he catches in the slot area, he's met with a double, so this pass to the corner is wide open, but Booker instead decides to put it on the floor to then throw it out in front to outbeat another potential double, and at this point, Booker is exactly where he wants to be, but Keontae George is still right there. So here's where that up fake comes in handy to get George on that trampoline, and the mid-range bucket drops in. For most guys, when they don't create any separation off the screen, they'll opt into a pass to either here or right here. But when D-Book has his mind set on scoring the ball, he won't be denied, so he spins back towards Eubanks to run Edwards off the screen once more, and now he's arrived at his spot for the bucket. Having that ability to navigate to your spots on the floor, even if the initial route gets cut off, is something every player needs to be able to do, because not every time you'll be able to come off the pick and roll and get right into that shot, so you'll need to be able to probe into space, scan the floor quickly for a different angle, and then proceed to go put points on the board. This right here takes quick reaction timing along with some patience to allow plays to develop, and when you're dealing with guys like Devin Booker, this is a specialty he possesses. The best time to analyze this is when Booker faces up on his opponents, as right here he spots his pass to a Kogi cutting baseline, but stays patient utilizing that ball fake to shift the entire defense down, and now look what opens up. An uncovered Royce O'Neal on the perimeter, and now Booker can quickly zip it over to him for the tray ball. Other times Booker will stay calm and collected when getting into the triple threat position, but once DiVincenzo steps back when Booker feeds that jab, the jumper is immediately in motion. For the defense, they need to be highly aware of every move they make when guarding D-Book, as here you can see the defender put too much weight on the outside, which allows for the drop to the middle to be initiated right away, and at this point you just gave up a free one. These are what I like to call layaway buckets, because it may take a little bit of time to complete the mission, but eventually he'll get where he needs and it all pays off. But hey,
anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or
nah, chat, I ain't gonna lie. Oh no.
unlike those layaway buckets, Booker can opt into the Hoop Mastery membership program where he can get things at a discount. Key example, at first the defense will be fully on him, which is what we like to call the full price point, but D-Book will find that item on sale quickly, and now he's at the register checking out. To see it again, Scotty Barnes is right on Booker's hip in this situation, but the one thing he's not expecting is that physical contact when Booker makes his move, so now the jumper is wide open for nothing but net. These post-up situations grant Booker a lot of options, as he can catch and immediately flow into a jumper over the top, or if he chooses to, he can muscle a defender all the way into the paint, and now this shot is way too easy. I know some people like to call him soft and everything, but honestly that couldn't be further from the truth. D-Book doesn't mind initiating that contact when making his move, and then when he's fouled, he can focus to knock down the shot plus one more at the line. Since he is one of those predictable players in terms of shot selection, he has to be able to make room for himself, and with him not being the most shifty player, here's where those off-arm and shoulder bumps come into play. Say a defender is in his way when he's pushing towards the basket, well the hezzy works in his favor, getting Jabbar's momentum leaning downhill heavy on the recover, so when D-Book gives that slight push, it sends Smith out the play, and the 15-footer is money. Once again, you can see Booker use a move to fry his defender, making them have to recover, but this time he decides to use that behind the back push off into a step back, and this one right here is just a warm-up jumper. Being able to have a strong enough handle is what allows Booker to set these plays up, because with his scoring being such a threat to the defense, they have no choice but to go all out on the recover, but like a toddler who's been playing all day, it's time to put him down for a nap so you can go get some work done. Not only does this physicality work when getting space for his shots, but when he's going inside, it helps him generate that contact first to put the defense in a tough situation, and now the and-one bucket is underway. Many people may not look at Booker as some amazing driver, but he's not scared of contact, which helps him convert tough buckets, and little do you know, he has this speed that allows him to blow past his initial defender, and when the help comes, he can show off his acrobatic nature with this up and under layup. Now, I'm not saying that Booker moves on the court like De'Aaron Fox or anything, but he understands how to set himself up perfectly by calling for a screen, which pulls the big out the paint, opening up a free runway, and now he can tune up those rollerblades to skate past Bridges to the cup. Defenses may not think he's a major threat when it comes to speed, but when you allow him to get ahead of steam in the open court, it does you no good, as one move will give him the advantage, and now he's laying it in right past you.
That's facts, I ain't gonna lie. Remember, Devin Booker is the best shooting guard